Hey, what's going on, guys? It's FPL Yusuf, and welcome back to another video on my YouTube channel. Today, we're going to be talking about the penultimate game week of FPL Challenge. We are coming into game week 37, and this is going to be a draft based around game week 37, which is Are You Single? So without further ado, let's get right into the video. Okay, welcome back, guys. Welcome back to another video on my YouTube channel, and thank you so much for being here today. So yeah, like I said, this is the penultimate game week now, second to last one of the season. The season's gone quick. We're wrapping up, coming towards the end, so we're going to try and finish off on a high. So as you guys can see on screen, this week is all about the challenge called Are You Single? Which, for those of you who don't know, there's a double game week going on this week, and this challenge in particular is going to be solely for players who have single game week. It's going to double their points, so it's gonna make things interesting this week. For me, and this is just like a template team of mine. As I said, I'm uploading this video will be up live either Tuesday evening, Wednesday. So there could be things which change depending on press conference news and things like that. Maybe early team leaks as Man City have the opening game of the weekend. But roughly, this is roughly the team you see on screen is probably what I'm going to end up going with. So just some quick highlights from it. So you can see I've got triple City in here, triple Newcastle, double Spurs, which I'm still uneasy about despite their recent form. Got an Arsenal in here and a few other single teams as well. So let's just get straight into it. So Jordan Pickford this week for me has got the best fixture on paper out of all goalkeepers, despite the ones who've got doubles. I think that the guys who've got doubles, Onana, Edison, the Brighton keepers, Chelsea, I don't really see any of them guaranteeing you 2 clean sheets from these games. Whereas Jordan Pickford, he's at home. He has probably been the most informed keeper over the last few weeks, and obviously single players get double points. So I'd expect Jordan Pickford to keep a clean sheet. Everton have been very good defensively as of recent, so I won't go into too much detail about him. But yeah, Jordan Pickford for me is my goalkeeper. We've gone for a 3-4-3 with this formation. The back three consist of doubles now. Now this is where it gets interesting. So you've got Dan Burn from Newcastle. I think he just is the most nailed Newcastle defender. There is an argument to make that could you go for Callum Wilson, Isak, and Gordon, as we're going to come on to later, and just triple up on the Newcastle attack. But for me, I think there's one clean sheet in here for Newcastle, and to be honest with you, I think a lot of people may be on free hits this week or on FPL Challenge. They might try and go for the attacking side of things. So for me, I kind of do want to lock it down with the Newcastle asset there, just in case they keep a clean sheet, because those points will be solely specifically for us. So yeah, Dan Burn is the most nailed one, so I've got him in there. Pedro Porro from Spurs. Now this is where things get a little bit tricky because I'm not confident that Spurs are going to keep any clean sheets, even against Burnley. Man City, I don't think there's any way they're going to keep a clean sheet. But Burnley as well. I said it last week in my actual transfer target video that I did think that Newcastle could concede, which is why I was a little bit hesitant about bringing Dan Burn in. But obviously they did concede. It was late on in the game, granted, but they still did concede nonetheless. So I'd be a little bit hesitant around that. And I think it was a toss-up between Pedro Porro or Romero from Spurs. And I think Porro just offers that little bit more of attacking threat, which when you're buying into a defense that hasn't got clean sheet potential, you want that upside of attacking return. So for me, Pedro Porro just about takes it. And the final defender obviously is Kyle Walker. Now again, this one is a toss-up between Kyle Walker or Gvardiol. I think both are great options. Like I said, there might be early team news this week because Man City have the early kickoff. So if we see that one's in and one's out, then I think we just go for the other one. So as of right now, I'm going to leave Kyle Walker in there. There was an argument to be made about having 3 City attackers, which I do have on my main team actually. But I think for this, I just want to go a little bit different in the midfield, and you're going to see that as we come on to that in the next section. But yeah, for me, Kyle Walker just over Gvardiol. It's very close, but I think certainty for minutes is maybe just a little bit more secured with Kyle Walker than Gvardiol. But either way, both are great options. Okay, so into the midfield. So as you guys can see, we've got a whole range of different players here today. So Phil Foden obviously coming straight in. Now this was where the toss up was between were we going to go for Kevin De Bruyne or were we going to go for Phil Foden? I think De Bruyne has the assist threat, whereas I think Foden has the goal threat. And I think on these sort of games, as you're coming into the run-in towards the end of the season, you kind of want to go for who's got the highest ceiling. And for me, I think Phil Foden just has that. I think he's got more goals in his locker. He's got more of an attacking threat than De Bruyne does. So I think for me, it was a pretty simple decision to make on this one. As I said, there was an argument to be made to have all 3 of them, like I do on my main team. But I think for this one, I wanted to have a Man City defender in there. So I think Phil Foden was the next best option in terms of midfield. Anthony Gordon, same thing. Price-wise, it's just so good. Double fixture. One of them's at home, which obviously we know how good he is when he's at St. James's Park. So is there an outside captaincy shout? Maybe. Again, we're going to come on to that a little bit later as well. But yeah, Anthony Gordon pairing up with Phil Foden in that midfield. Now, here is where it gets interesting. So Cole Palmer goes without saying, Chelsea's best player, double game week, he's straight in there. Now, the last two I've gone with are two, maybe not differentials, but two players that I don't think a lot of people will actually look towards in FPL Challenge this week. And what that is Kai Havertz and Jarrod Bowen. Now, Kai Havertz playing up front for Arsenal. I just saw Manchester United get absolutely destroyed last night at Selhurst Park by Crystal Palace. So if that's anything to go by, and Casemiro and Johnny Evans will be starting at centre back, I think Havertz could be in for a very good game. So for me, I want him in there. He's a midfielder playing up front. He's in one of the best teams in the league who are going for the title. It just makes sense. Even though he only has a single game week, I think that the points he could get in this game could outscore a lot of the doublers who are in the midfield. So yeah, for me, Kai Havertz is straight in there. And the last one, this is a differential pick for me personally, because I don't think a lot of people will go for Jarrod Bowen this week. They have Luton at home. So they're coming off the back of quite a heavy defeat, which isn't great. However, I think Jarrod Bowen, he was very unlucky. I mean, he hit the bar 3 times. He could have had a hat-trick in the game week just gone. So, on another day, you're laughing at that side. For me, I just think Jarrod Bowen gets himself into the right areas, the right positions that I want to see my midfielders and my FPL assets go in. And for me, it's just, like I said, it's a game that should be quite open because Luton are going to have to attack to try and score because they need to win, which may leave space up the other end for the likes of Jarrod Bowen to get in. So yeah, for me, this is a little bit of a gamble, but one that I'm willing to take. Finally, the last two up front we've gone for is no doubts there, Erling Haaland and Alexander Isak. I don't think there's any debate between anyone in the FPL community right now is that they are the two strikers you want to have. They're the most informed, they're the most clinical, they're the ones who are scoring the points and scoring every week. So for me, Erling Haaland, Alexander Isak, again, both captaincy options. And this is the interesting part of the video where it's where do we pick the captain? As of right now, the captaincy is on Haaland because that is obviously, he is the best asset in the game. He's the most expensive asset in the game. He's the one you want to captain. However, there are certain things which are leading me towards Alexander Isak. One of them being is that one of his games are at home, whereas both of Manchester City games are away. Now, I think Fulham away is going to be a very difficult game for Man City. And to be honest with you, I could see them picking up a draw in this game if they're not at it. Now, the Spurs game will probably be a little bit more open, but Man City don't have the best record at Spurs. Whereas Newcastle, I know Callum Wilson is back right now. Isak obviously missed a penalty last week. Does that mean he's off penalties now? Who knows? I think there's actually a high chance that he's probably gonna lose the penalties now, and Callum Wilson will take the next one, which obviously does dampen his prospects of returning a little bit. But to be honest with you, I think Isak is definitely a valuable and quite to be honest with you, quite a serious captaincy shout. So yeah, I think this week is between Haaland, Isak. Maybe on FPL Challenge in particular, you could go for an outside chance of Kai Havertz. But for me, I think it's going to be either Isak or Haaland. And right now, I'm be honest with you, I'm swaying towards Isak. So we will see closer to the time. But like I said, thank you so much for watching this video once again. If you have liked it, please drop a thumbs up and subscribe down below. Game week 37 of FPL Challenge. Only one more game week for this, which will be next week. Later this week, I've got some more videos coming. I'll have a transfer target video, and I'm going to try and get a final preview out as well. Obviously, this is a double game week, so a lot of people are going to be using their last chips. I'm currently have my bench boost activated, so yeah, I will definitely do some more in-depth videos around that and around maybe some of the key questions that we've got going on for the actual main FPL. But like I said, thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed it, please drop a thumbs up and subscribe down below, and I'll catch you next time.